right about.
Now, since I'm speaking with somebody that spent a lot of time in Mercy City and Mercyland, um, can I please ask you this? Before the end of last month, there was a Zoom meeting that Prophet Jeremiah had, where he spoke elaborately on this issue, and he spoke how pained he was, that he was bleeding in his heart. People were accusing him of something that he never did, and then he made a statement like that he has already set confusion in the camp of the enemy, and then asked the people if on or before the end of the month and the baby was
See,
found.
hello,
Yeah.
are you with?
Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Yesterday, I had a conversation with somebody who sent me a particular video. I'm not going to mention names, but that video dwells on the CCTV issue of Mercyland and Mercy City. I watched the video, and there was a video also that I uploaded of a young man who was making noise at that time that there was no CCTV before in Mercy City, that it was after Ruth Matthews' case, this recent one, that the church decided to install a CCTV, and then he went into the church also and showed us new installations of CCTVs. And so that was it. So somebody called me from the UK and was like, is it true that baby testimony has been found, that she saw something, and that Ruth was interviewed and Ruth was very happy, and that Jeremiah has been arrested? I said, sure. I'm in Nigeria, even though that I've been, a bit cut off from the social media, but I've not heard that. I should be able to know that. So I had to call somebody. And after I asked the person said for where, that if such happened, he would know. And actually, this person would know. So he sent me this video. After watching it, some of you have watched it. So, but why I'm not just trying to call names, so that some of you who are quick in twisting words will not twist this one again. So I'm not just mentioning names, but if you have watched it, just understand that I'm just coming from a place. So when I watched the video, I also searched for the man that was in that video, the man that was mentioned in that video. So I got his number and I called him. He was not available, and sometimes around 11 p.m. last night, he called me himself, and so we got talking, and so I informed him that I was recording him, and so he gave me this version of his own story as it has to do with the CCTV. I will leave you to listen to it. Towards the end, I asked him some questions that has to do with the controversies that have trailed Jeremiah, the recent so-called purported prophecy of sending confusion in the church, and why would Jeremiah deny that he didn't promise that baby testimony was going to come out. All these are in this video, in this conversation. A bit lengthy, but you may find one or two things there. Now, the truth is that, you see, there has been so much inconsistencies from both sides. Jeremiah's camp, not consistent at all. The other part, some mistakes and manipulations, came up, and inconsistencies here and there. So remember, we're just lending voice to this so that we ask questions and they may hear it and also go home and analyze and think the best thing to do. Is it the best thing to come out and make a bold statement about the missing child? Hey, this was what happened. Believe you me, people, I keep saying that something is just here that may be very controversial, if I should say it. If I should analyze everything I've gathered, the few that I've gathered, very few, because not all of us are very privileged to ask some questions. But from what is available, we can pick up some things. And I keep saying to you that the truth about baby testimony is between Ruth Matthew, Jeremiah Omoto Fufeyin. These are the two persons. The two persons, the most two important persons in the whole thing. But all I pray for is that the truth will come out very soon. Thank you so much. I leave you in peace. I will see you in the next video. Till then, from me to you, shalom.
You are welcome to the End Time Truth Television, the channel for the lovers of truth, for the truth of the end time. So if you are a lover of truth, give us a subscription, and God bless you. Shalom.
Okay, this
Yeah.
was whatsoever I have been telling you is something that is nothing but the truth, okay? So
Okay.
I should be very bold enough to tell you the part of story, what I, Engineer Joseph, knows about, okay?
Okay. Okay.
So now, the point where I want to clear now is that I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
If you must have gone to any shop to purchase an electronic gadget,
Yeah.
perhaps a TV set, a fridge, a refrigerator, or anything playable device, and it was offered to you maybe perhaps a year ago or two. They must have what is called a duplicate with them, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can you forge the one that is with you? If there is a duplicate, if there's an original with the seller.
Okay. No.
Okay, good. So now I, as Engineer Joseph, who is the CEO of Joseph Techno Nigeria Limited, the company is fully registered. If you go to Corporate Affairs Commission, that's you go to CAC, you type Joseph Techno Nigeria Limited, and you will see it's registered liability company by the special grace of God. So I believe any information I want to share with you here, I should be very clear on it, because whatever I say or do can be used against me, right?
Yes. Exactly.
Very good. So if a receipt that has a duplicate from the seller whom you must have purchased any gadget, electronic gadget from. I'm using electronic gadget because this is CCTV now. I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
All right? I know where I'm heading.
Yeah.
It means that my company does not manufacture CCTV equipment. Perhaps we have, my company is in partnership with so many companies in China, where we get most of them in the US company that are in China, to be precise, where we get our equipment from. Most times we have a series of jobs, massive jobs to handle by the special grace of God.
Okay.
Now, if he will be claiming, because he had a discussion with me and I told him I'm a member of Christ Mercyland Deliverance Ministry for some decade now, then from there he wants to use that medium to start spoiling things more and more by trying to procrastinate whatsoever I've told him, trying to change it to his believers or to his followers. Then there is a receipt. Every gadget, every CCTV gadget that I have bought so far as a result of installing them at Mercy City. Are you with me?
I'm here. I'm here.
Good. There is a receipt at the side of that.
Okay.
And back to whosoever must have sold those gadgets to me, if necessary, that person can be reached at any time.
Okay.
And I'm very sure, so those kind of companies where I purchase things from wouldn't be so careless that up till now, just from 2019 years, they will be telling me they've lost whatsoever information like receipt. I may likely be that duplicate. Am I correct?
Yeah, you are.
So that means if I purchase something, if the ministry contracted me a job to see CCTV at the gate, which I have claimed, and I have bought this equipment to see, and I have the receipt, and the seller can be reached anywhere all over the world, and if possible by the special grace of God, for him also to provide his duplicate, the time where I purchased it. And if I'm very good, I can still remember now, these are transactions that were done after purchasing them. I made a transfer payment.
Okay.
You see now, this is good. I made a transfer payment. But that person just be talking anyhow, blah, 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 on social media. And you don't know where you are coming from, you don't even know where you are going. Involving people that might even make whatever you have been saying so useless to do all over the world with their valid proof. Are you getting me, sir?
Yes.
So by the time I make the provision of the receipt of whatever I purchase through an app, because I normally make use of app.
Okay.
I have up to 5 to 6 bank accounts by the service of God, and almost all of them I use app to make transfer, especially when I'm doing a major business like this. So I believe I can still go back, if not providing the screenshot receipt that the app must have generated at the point of the transaction transfer, then I'm very sure that I should be able to go back to through my app. Me at my airtime, but I think I will manage it now because I'm almost through. I can go back to my app and bring back. I believe you are conversant to what is called bank statement, right?
Yes, yes.
Good. So through the bank statement, we can get the date and the time, the same hour where the transfer was made to the said seller who sold those equipment I used at the gate. And I'm very sure I can still lay my hands on the quotation I gave to the ministry, because when it comes to things like that, you must provide a quotation as a company that you want to execute the job, right?
Yes.
And the date should still be there at the job quotation.
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
You can see this thing I just mentioned now. So there's no way someone can dodge this type of thing.
All right. So by extension, what you're trying to establish is the fact that the first installation of CCTV at Mercy City was done after the incident of that the loss of the baby, as in maybe somewhere around 2019, not 8 years ago. As
No, not 8 years ago. Pertaining that video clip he just pasted there. I believe he was just trying to do that thing to convince whosoever that he has been deceiving or passing it on the wrong information to. So 8 years ago, I believe, if you want to count back, let me ask you a question. 8 years ago, what year is that, to be precise?
8 years ago should be 2014.
2014.
Yes.
As at 2014 was the year ShopRite was built in Warri.
Okay. Yeah.
And I likely said
the one
I
you
was
said
one of
you
the
installed.
Yes, and I believe if you go to my Facebook page, you'll see Tesco Nigeria Limited. I think I have some of the clips of the jobs we did at ShopRite. I still have them pasted there, so that you know where I'm coming from. Okay. So
Yeah.
as at 2014, he's saying 8 years ago, at 2014, Mercyland was still at Jakpa Road in Efo,
Okay.
Delta State.
Okay.
Yeah. So that clip, anyone can identify it as a video clip, not a CCTV footage.
All right. Yeah. I think like I said, I'm not an expert, but looking at it, it was looking to me like a proper video that was filmed with a proper video camera, because CCTV footage is not always
during a church service.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a global ministry where they have all the medias in place. So that's a video clip.
Okay. So, sir, I know that you being a member, you're not a security personnel, so to speak, even though you did on appliances that had to do with security enablement. Um, Yesterday I saw a video of a certain comedian. I don't know his name. The video is 1 hour long. He covered Mercy City, completely, and showed everything in it. But then in that video, that was where I saw that the new installation of the CCTV, the one that is, that was.
Okay.
So, but in that video, he was like that was the first time Mercy City is having a CCTV camera outside, that there was nothing like that, before. And sometimes ago, when this issue of route came up, they told Brekete that the CCTV cameras then were faulty. So I do not know if before you came to do the installation, if there had been others installed before then, or yours was just the very first installation of CCTV at Mercy City.
Okay, good question. There were some cameras, okay? Because when I came into picture to do the installation, there were some cameras that I removed. I were not too, I believe they were not working as at then. They were not working at all. They were not working at all. So I had to remove them to fit in these big PTV cameras that are now have been functioning for some time now.
Okay.
You get me? And if you listen to the guy carefully, because I had to go back through his this prof years. I've not been following up all these their propaganda whatsoever. But when I log into his Facebook page, I saw that same video clip we are talking about, where this guy was doing a video and all that. And I could remember that guy when he was doing that video. I was doing some installations on that Facebook day too. So if you listen well, if you can go back to the video, you listen to that guy where he was saying whatever you are bringing to the picture now. He mentioned 2019. Did you hear that statement?
Okay. Maybe I didn't hear that.
That is the area where lots of persons are failing. When you come across a video, I think we should put aside sentiment and put aside panic or thinking that we have gotten something out of nothing. We should try and listen to the video from the beginning to the ending. If possible, do a playback again. You get points.
Mm.
You get point. Though the guy was making use of that word, this is the first time, as you can see, but when he was, let me take you back so that you get the exact place, because I watched it carefully. As at the point where he wanted to exit when he was moving inside from the main gate. All right, are you with me?
Yeah.
When he was walking from the main gate inside, when he said, let's go inside to show you how necessity is all about.
Okay, yes.
Before that statement, he mentioned something about the cameras installed around 2019, right?
Okay, yeah, I think I got that, but those were the ones that were inside. But he said that there was that one that new one is just the only one that have been installed outside of the in Mercy City because of this case issue. I mean this root issue. Then I now I was a kind of questioning the veracity of such claim that if a big community like that is a community. I call it a community. It's very large. If a big community like that, an organization like that, didn't have CCTV installed up until recently because a case came up, then it is a bit strange. So but now that you are telling me,
it happens as a professional I am. I believe I've covered. We have been able to install CCTV in different locations, hotels, residential apartments, and business centers and all that. There are some cases where we have been called upon. We discover that when we get to the terrain, the place where we have been called upon, we discover we will see lots of, if possible, if not 50% of cameras already installed in that place. That might have stopped working for a very long time, or perhaps they had issues or complications and all that. That was the reason why they decided to call on us as professionals to do something about that. So that is the same thing we are talking about here. You get me?
okay, yeah,
Like I just made something clear to you now that
yeah,
cameras that were at the gate.
yes,
Okay?
yes, yes.
But they were not working.
Okay,
Okay? They
okay,
weren't working at all. I pulled them off. They were not working. I used that word. They were not working. I was the one that removed them, and I fixed those two. I think you see the one he was pointing at
yes,
when he was about going inside.
inside, yeah.
Good. That one was installed there, and just recently we have to add more cameras to cover more angles.
Okay, but just in a case whereby, you said those ones were not working. I take it they were not working. But what in a case whereby that those old ones were working, and this incident happened 3 years ago? Is it possible for the memory or the caption of the CCTV footage? Is it possible for it to still be available within the system, having gone this long?
The ones that were not working.
That is if let's assume that those ones were working, but you said they were not working. But if peradventure that they were working, actually there was any chance that they worked that time, is it possible that even till now, because the incident is about 3 years ago now, and like I said, I don't
Can you
understand
tell
how.
me the exact time when the incident
I
occurred?
think it was April 2019.
Was it April
Yeah, it was
or
April.
February? Are you following up all those?
I think it happened in April. Then it got to Brekete by December the same year. Okay, but even if it was February or April, but I think I had April. Only I cannot remember the date now, but I think it was April.
Like as I told you, I wasn't following up all these whole things. In short, I got to even notice all these issues that were coming up. I think was it before the COVID-19. That was why you remember our first conversation. I was asking you when was COVID-19 and all that.
Yes. Yes.
Concerning this missing child or whatsoever.
Yes.
That this is God. But when you look at the old thing, the few time that Berekete TV, I don't know. The few time I listened to it, I just went to go and check something. I believe that lady is already apologizing that the church does not know anything about the missing side. Am I correct?
What she said was that, you know, the story she gave to Brekete was not straight. She didn't tell Brekete that she was the one, that she was there when two women walked in and were asking for where to get food, and so she told the older son, the one that is older than the missing child, to go and show them where they will get Indomie, and then this testimony cried that he wanted to go along with them. Then they now took him along.
With all these things, with all these things that are going on, it pains me, pains my heart. You should be in my shoe right now. Someone who is in charge of all this kind of CCTV, and you might as well understand that in different places where we have installed all these things, we must have capture most of plant theft that we actually backfired as a result of CCTV that were installed in those terrains. So the reason why I say it pains me is that as I when this whole thing occurred, the cameras were not actually working, and I was not already in the picture. If not, this whole thing wouldn't have just been dragging issues to this very longer time like this. Because I believe by the special grace of God, I still have some footages at 2021. There are some footages that I remember that even from the gates, we've captured a lot of incidents similar to. I think there was a case where I was called upon where a lady came to mountain for service, but twice he came on that particular week. He came on Thursday with a baby, putting on the same clothes. The baby was even putting on the same clothes as well, because the playback showed everything, and she was later apprehended, and the case was, we got everything as a result of the CCTV and all that. Now, that lady came on Thursday. You see what is going on now. That lady came on Thursday, unknown to Russell, thinking that everyone that's coming to church is coming to church for worshiping God and for believing God for whatever breakthrough. But she came to church for another purpose. And she came to church on that Thursday purposely to just come and have a spy around, and he was having initial plan in her mind. Now she came on Thursday, perhaps what she was looking for, she couldn't get it, and that day skipped. She went back with a said baby. Then on Saturday, and that Thursday, I was even surprised why she did not complete her mission out on Thursday, because I believe Papa was at the mountain that same Thursday. This thing occurred sometime last year. Okay, are you with me?
I'm here.
Sometime last year, if not October or November. I think I have the playback already saved and all that. So if I have to go back to the playback now, we'll get the same date and the time whatsoever. Now, on Saturday of that same week, this lady came back again with the same clothes she wore and the same clothes the baby was putting on Thursday. Went to the mountain. But for her to return, she went past the gate where my CCTV is installed. She went past that gate without the baby. Now, how did we come to realize that something is wrong somewhere? She gave the baby to a lady that was sitting close to her. Are you with me?
Yes.
And that baby that was sitting close to her, that lady that was sitting close to her, had a baby on her hand as well. So I believe that baby, both of them, they were playing together. That was the reason why the other lady that was having that initial evil plan used that method to just abandon the baby with that child. And he told the lady that, please, I'm coming, let me go and buy spiritual items. I will be coming now.
Okay.
That was that lady. That was how the lady
left the baby. I think I saw those clips that were compiled.
Very good. And so now you cannot see where my own pain as an engineer coming from, because when all these things occurred, the cameras at the gate were already installed and they are working perfectly. All this nonsense wouldn't happen.
Okay. So because that video, the timing of those compilations actually made it look like something that was prepared as a damage control. So are you saying that those women that were brought out, both the one that your prophet cited by the spirit of prophecy, that it was not as if those things were just arranged in order to counter this one that is very hot, that is trending?
Because why will you think of a thing like that? Do you know the hours? I think it was that on Saturday that I was brought into the picture. to search for whatsoever that has been going on within the terrain concerning that lady. I can tell you that I was called upon at about, I think, around 4:30 to 5 p.m. on that Saturday evening. And believe me, I was able to detect that footage at the gate because this incident occurred at the mountain. All right? I was able to detect the movement from on Thursday, how the lady came to church on Thursday, she went back, and on Saturday she came back, and at the same time she left without the baby. I was able to detect it at about 12 midnight. And I have to call upon the soldiers that were available and the other security at the gate to see if some persons when they embark on such mission, they will still want to hang around to monitor the baby, who and who might likely adopt the baby. So I have to bring you that idea. So come on, let's go around and check around Mercy City to see, because we've already seen her already on the screen, how she looks like and all that, and we are very sure that she was still putting on that same clothes. So as I said, no, I got that idea. Let's go around and look for this woman. And that night, from that 12 midnight, we were searching around Mercy City, all the lodges and all that. We couldn't find anyone of such. So it's not a thing that was arranged, my brother.
Okay, thank you so much. So what you're actually saying in essence is that had it been it was these ones you installed that you are certain are working, and those footages would have been captured, that there is a possibility that the footages will still even be available even after 3 years, of the incidents having been captured.
If not that the footages would have been available, but at least from something that have happened at that same year, all right, at that same year, we would have like what I'm telling you now. Because of the incident.
Yeah.
I had to now cut that clip out to save that particular clip.
Oh, okay.
Are you getting my point?
Okay,
That's what I'm talking about. So which the footages at the gate we are working, and I was the one in charge. Automatically, by now the clip would have been there.
Okay, now I understand.
The cameras at the gate at that time when I came, they were nothing to write about.
Bad. Okay, I understand.
They were nothing to write about.
Now, since I'm speaking with somebody that is that spent a lot of time in Mercy City and Mercyland, can I please ask you this? Before the end of last month, there was a Zoom meeting that Prophet Jeremiah had, where he spoke elaborately on this issue, and he spoke how pained he was, that he was bleeding in his heart. People were accusing him of something that he never did, and then he made a statement like that he has already set confusion in the camp of the enemy, and then asked the people if on or before the end of the month and the baby was found.
See, hello?
Yeah.
Are you with me?
I'm here.
Good. I wouldn't want to discuss anything with you outside
the CCTV.
Anything CCTV.
It's okay.
But that is me for you. That is the area where I'm concerned. That is what I know about it. If whatsoever prophecy the man of God has given whatsoever, then it must surely come to pass, because this is God speaking. It must surely come to pass.
Yeah.
There's certain confusion in the camp of the enemy. Yes. If you, as a person, you say you are a pastor, when I look at you now, I'm seeing End Time Truth TV. End Time Truth TV.
Yes.
I believe you are a Christian.
I am, by the grace of God.
We are Christ-like. We are representative of Christ.
Yes.
On earth. If you, as a pastor, someone from nowhere is just focusing on your ministry, fighting you. You see, these are the reasons why, some of the reasons why the Muslims are, in a way, mocking the Christians. Why are we doing what we are doing? It's unfair. Now, back to my question, if you have been, being procrastinated to the extent, trying to rub you at the mud or something you are not guilty of or whatsoever, there's no evidence to any rubbish that are claiming on you. What do you have to do as a Christian? The Bible says, pray for your enemy. Am I right?
Yes.
So when you pray, when you say a prayer for your enemy, remember the other version that says, the Bible did not give us a prayer point we pray for our enemy. He said that the only prayer point I could remember, if I'm not mistaken, he said, suffer suffereth not a wish to live.
Mm.
A wish to live. So if you make a prayer and guess, I believe you also you have enemies.
Every human being has.
Very good. And I'm very sure you are praying for your enemies.
Sure.
And most times they must have planned attacks against you in one way or the other. And you must have prayed in your secret place. Because the Bible says, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
You must have prayed in your secret place. And I'm very sure if you are truly a Christian and the pastor you claim, the Lord God must have answered you. That's one of the reasons why we are having this conversation. Or if not, if God allow the enemy's plans to work out, perhaps you or I wouldn't have been alive by now.
Yes.
So it means that the Lord God, in one way or the other, must have set confusion in the camp of the enemy. That's the reason why they could not accomplish their evil plans on us.
Yes.
One way or the other.
Yes.
So I'm trying to, based on what you just said now, though I said I don't want to say anything concerning anything that does not have anything to do with CCTV, but I just overheard when you said,
confusion in the camp of the enemy.
The Bible
Yes.
equally said in the time of
No,
Noah.
you see, I'm not actually going to blame Prophet Jeremiah on that, but there was something I wanted to ask, and since you have given a voice on this one, it will also be equally good if you can. I'm not forcing you, it is just if you have anything you can say about it, fine. But if not, there's no problem. What I wanted to ask was that, within that, he came back and said that the confusion already has started, which was okay, that a man of God prayed and God answered. It's okay. But he made a promise that the child will come out.
When the confusion has already started in the camp of the enemy, who is the enemy? The people who is trying to formulate things, being, I don't know, maybe one or two persons are the one instigating all these things. Perhaps they must have been paying this crippled woman to do whatsoever she has been doing all along, which I know all will be brought to good by the grace of God.
Amen. And you see, my interest in the case is.
No, I'm coming. I'm trying to clear something here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to clear something here. Now, it's based on what you just said now. Who is the number one enemy? Is it not someone who is coming out to testify against someone?
Okay.
Nothing but all lies. Is that person not the true enemy?
Yes, in a way.
If the camp of that enemy is already in confusion, I'll bring you back again. Confusion in the sense that the woman has been talking here. When you look at her mouth, she was ranting her mouth on this TV or something. But by the time, unknown to her, she was not saying some things, dodging some things. But when the whole thing was not coming back, you see, right now, she's apologizing. And her voice is even shaking.
No, the apology was actually done in 2019 when they did that thing. Was it 2019? But what I'm looking at now is that when Prophet Jeremiah now said that, was asking members how many of them were ready to dance with him if on or before the end of the month, last month, the baby comes out. And people were like, in fact, one of the brothers there said he will rededicate his life to God again. But then surprisingly, a few days later, he came out and he said he did not say anything like that. And these were prophecies. And people have started calling me. Some of the people that followed him have started calling me, and they were jubilating even that the thing will come to pass. But eventually, he came out and said he didn't say anything like that. But the thing is on video. Now, that is some of the things that people like me look at, and we are like, what is happening? You see, the woman here, there are some inconsistencies in her story, which have been, proven. But one thing that is undeniable is that son of the woman is missing, and it is not the missing link. How did he get missing? Who took the son away? Even though that it has been established that two women came in and lured the children away, fine and good. But then,
to go and buy Indomie.
Yes, Indomie.
Indomies are always being sold opposite.
Yes, opposite. Yes, other part of the road. Now, but there was something I told you while we started our conversation, that to me as an individual, why we are having this conversation now, bringing Prophet Jeremiah's name into it, is because of how according to the woman, how she alleged that she was treated when she raised an alarm that she didn't see her son again. Now she said the next thing was that she was thrown outside of the compound that she was trying to bring down the ministry. And the thing has been that with the connection of the prophet in Warri and Delta State and even in Nigeria, he's a very powerful, popular person. If he had helped the way by his status and he said, no, this cannot happen in this place. We must do something. This person must be found. Even if that child was not found, that woman, I believe, would have testified that Prophet Jeremiah really helped me. But unfortunately, we cannot find this child. So, this for me is the gray area that has not been treated. And then coupled with the one that he came out.
The world we are today is full of wickedness and evil.
Exactly.
People just want to turn whatsoever good you are doing. What they are looking for is something they will use against you. Even those that you have even helped in one way or the other, if they had a chance, they will come after you. They will be the one to stone you to death. That's what they did to Stephen and Jesus Christ, crucifixion. What am I trying to say? This man of God, Prophet Jeremiah Omoto Fufuin, can you tell me the numbers of persons that he have heard so far since the beginning of his ministry? Uncountable. Even I, as a member in 2013, I cannot even give you the total numbers of persons that he has heard so far. Not even on social media. What about the ones that he is doing behind camera? Helping workers, helping those that are not even workers, those that he does not even know, changing their stories, changing their lives for good, for a better tomorrow. How many have we brought to social media to say, look at the man of God, look at what he has been doing, viewers all over the world. If there is 5 or 10 persons like this existing, then the world will be a better place than whatever we are suffering today. How many?
Yeah.
What are we saying?
Yeah.
What are we
Actually, that's
why when I'm hearing things like this at times, I'll just tell you, please, there's no point of me wasting my time discussing it because issues on ground, there are facts and all that. Thank God we have the courts, we have the judges and all that. Let them begin to do their work. And the lady who is claiming, who is testifying and all that, let her continue. You will see. I remember I've given you some proof. Where I was mentioning the time where I was giving money. Is it possible that I must have even be a part and parcel of planning was because I'm very sure that is what this other man, as the prophet, is trying to drive at now. So I'm not mistaken. Because I said I'm a member of the ministry. Is it a crime for me to be a member of a particular ministry and at the same time the ministry is
giving you the contract?
Is giving me contract. Is it a crime?
It's not. No,
that is what everyone is looking up to.
It's not. It's not. I don't know really, because these questions I asked you now, you may not be able to answer me. I wish I can talk to Prophet Jeremiah myself. I wish I can speak to him just like
you can come to Mercy City anytime, any day, any hour. If there's any issues like this, they will give you room.
Okay.
To your questions and whatsoever. If possible, come with any gadget you want to record, you want to video. Is it not that man that came who went around to video the whole of Mercy City? Is he a member of Mercy City?
Well, I wouldn't know if he's a member, but there are always protocols. If I can get the protocols,
protocols are meant to be observed, and I don't think they will stop you. Anyone will stop you from doing what is right, because automatically you will be coming as a media personnel, as a press, right?
Yes.
You come do whatever you want to do. No one will harm you. There's nothing hidden somewhere or something. It's a ministry that is open to every Dick and Harry to come in at any time. Even now, sir, this is 11:32 p.m., almost 12 o'clock. If you go to Mercy City now, I believe the gate will be open for you to enter. If the reason why you are coming is probably for the church and for Christ. There's nothing new in there, my brother.
Okay, sure. Thank you very much, sir. But I would also be glad if I can get, because as a big man like that, there must be people who are planning his programs for him. So and so want to speak with you, sir, this time and that time and that time. So if I can get somebody I can call.
That is what I'm telling you now. When you go to the church premises, we have our call lines and all that. We have people that attend to those that are in need of information. You can go there, you get any information you're looking for.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I appreciate speaking with you, sir.
God bless you. Thank you.
So
Yeah.
I'm going